Hello Pisces, thank you for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Gilded Tarot Royale by Cyril Marchetti, text by Barbara Moore. Website on the bottom is llewellyn.com. There's the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're interested, feel free to check those out. Supportive Oracle Cards, Spellcasting Oracle Cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lisbeth. They're their full names if you're interested. On the back, I noticed She Who Is Art mostly, but if you see other websites that you want to check out, feel free to do so. Just freeze frame and do what you want to do. Alright. What do we have for Pisces? That's like really good. Okay, what's going on? Ooh. Okay, so let's put these. This is good. Tis good. Tis good. A lot of cards in the environment there. Okay, good things. Good things are good things, right? The bottom card on the oracle is the answers. So information is coming to you. So either you're getting answers or you have the answers. Information seems to be very strong with you right now. Like you know a lot of things that you need to know to make the next step happen. Are you making it happen, or is it just kind of happening on its own? Because I see the environment might be a little bit off balance, but you seem to be doing quite fine. Things are happening faster than you think they are. Okay. A lot of good cards, but I feel like I'm overwhelmed by all the goodness, which is not bad. You're doing good. There's a lot of crazy energy around you, but you're doing good. You got the King of Cups. Don't get caught up in the gender, but you're in a very powerful position. You know what you want. You got your emotions working to your benefit. That's for sure. You got the truth. I keep getting something with information. Information is very strong for you right now. So it's kind of like either I know what I want, I know how to do what I want, I know where to get what I want. The information is very strong. I know these aren't swords, and swords are usually that, but I keep feeling like there's a lot of strong information. And it's kind of like, how am I going to make it go forward? And you're probably in that spot like, I know my own history, I know how I do things, I don't want to start off at a run and then like run out of gas. So I got to pace myself and get a pattern. I feel like a lot of you are going to get a pattern going, kind of like I know how this works for me. I know how to keep myself connected. I know how to get the goal that I want. I just got to make sure I stick to my plan. I feel like a lot of you do have a plan, or you're about to create one of the two. We're coming through, we're seeing what we need to do, we're being very honest with ourselves about what we want and how to do it and what will honestly work for us. It's kind of like knowing like I'm not gonna be able to run it like a marathon for the next 5 hours. Like if I try to go to sprint for the next 5 hours, I'm not gonna make it. I know that. So I'm like I know I have to piece this out through maybe 5 months instead of 5 hours. Maybe I'm gonna do this through 5 months. Okay, I'll pick these back up. That might be your thing too. You might be like, for me, for the way I need to do it, for me getting success, maybe a lot of people would do this in 5 hours, just get right through it, get it all done. But for me, I think I'm going to pace this out in 5 weeks, five months, maybe 5 weeks, whatever works for you. And I'm going to do like an hour's worth every week. Somebody else might do this in an hour. I'm going to take this whole week to do what somebody else would do in an hour. It doesn't matter. It's just about me getting my goal, getting what I want. And this is what works for me. Because I feel like you might be metering it out in a way that kind of like is comfortable to you. And that's what's important, for you to do it in a way that's comfortable to you. Because if it stays comfortable and you keep yourself dedicated to it and make yourself do it, like one of my things is like when a certain time shows up, like if I schedule something on my own schedule and say it's 7 o'clock and I'm like, all right, it's 7 o'clock, I don't have to do it, but I know if I don't do it, I won't do it. That kind of motivates me, kind of like it's either do or don't, because I know how I am. So it's like you're keeping yourself accountable for your own situation. Things are good. Things are really good. You're putting a lot of effort in, but you're metering it out in a way that makes sense for you. We don't want to go too fast. They are putting this as a challenge card. We don't want to rush. No, hey, get down. Logan, no. Jeez. Cat messing with the stove. Seriously. That threw me off. Hold on. We don't want to go too fast. We don't want to like act like we're going to get this done in 5 minutes. We don't want to like go at this at a run. because I just feel like that's not realistic for our goals. I just don't feel like that's going to work. There's more. I get that there's more. Other people, other people, other people, other people. Other people are doing what other people do. I feel like maybe this is something we're going to keep more private, more to ourselves. One moment. Sorry about that. Okay, so other people may want to be involved. No, I feel like it might be better to keep things to yourself for now. Whatever your plan is, the more private to you for right now, the more I feel like the easier it is for me. Like if people don't know what I'm doing and I just keep it to myself and I keep achieving my goal, I feel like it's easier for me actually. Clearly if you want to tell other people, but I'm getting like other people have things that they want, and when they see that you're active doing something, I feel them trying to actively pull you away from what you're doing and to do what they want you to do. So if you don't tell anybody about what your goal is and you just achieve it, and they're like, hey, look what I achieved, I feel like they're going to be a little shell-shocked, but once you've achieved it, you've achieved it. I don't know. There's something here about other people wanting to pull your attention. Other people want to pull your attention if they find out what you're doing. I don't understand why that's so prevalent. Because they see there's stress, and they're like, be careful of this. Be aware of it. I just want to take this very carefully. I've seen this happen to me and other people. When you start succeeding, other people get uncomfortable, and if they feel like you're pulling ahead, it's kind of like they're happy and comfortable with you when they can see you at a certain level, and maybe that's a level either same level as them or maybe a little less. It depends on the person. But if they see you as same level and you start to pull ahead, it makes them uncomfortable, and I feel like weird things start to happen, or they start having weird behaviors, maybe not the best behaviors. So if you just don't say anything until you've already achieved it, I feel like if you don't say anything until you've already achieved it, I feel like that'll highlight if that's really there or not. So I don't know. Just be careful of that. People who tend to be good in your life, when you start excelling, I feel like that might throw them off and make them uncomfortable. It's just weird. It happens. Just be aware of it. Don't let it ruin your life. Don't let it hold you down. But like, be aware that that could be an issue. Because I feel somebody else here conflicted, and kind of like they feel like they got all their stuff in a row. They got everything under control. They feel very strong and sturdy. But if you start excelling, for some reason it makes them uncomfortable. Saying like, if you do more, then it makes them feel like they're supposed to do more. Or if you can do more, like, I don't know, it seems to throw them off a little bit. It throws them off, and they might have some bad behavior. I get that. Five of Wands, like if you start excelling, it might bother them. So if you just let them do what they're doing and kind of keep it to yourself, it doesn't have to be an issue, because what it is that you're going for, whatever it is you're planning to do, has long-term benefits. And I feel like I keep getting this 5-week, 5-month thing. It might be like half a year, whatever, a couple seasons, I don't know. So anywhere, I keep getting 5 though, like 5 months. Something about 5 months. I don't know, unless is that one? Yeah, that's March, isn't it? Pisces time. There you go. And I'm a Pisces, not for nothing. Whatever you have, whatever you're building, once you get to this certain threshold, you like tip over into like it tips over into like this other level that you just seem to be there. I don't know. After this, you hit this threshold and it's a tipping point and you're just there. It's kind of like if you're learning some type of skill, maybe it's pottery, maybe it's drawing, maybe it's cooking something specific, or there's something you're learning. Maybe it's some type of academic something. Once you learn it, it's like all of a sudden you have this knowledge that you get to apply in many different ways. So it's kind of like once you learn drawing, in my opinion, unless something goes wrong in your life, you tend to like keep it and you can apply it in many different ways. It's just something like that. Or like once you learn how to like properly make bread, you start understanding, like if it's a 5-month thing, like you learn how to make a lot of different breads and like what activates what and what works and what doesn't work, what holds things back, what makes things more flat, what makes things rise better, what makes it rise quicker, what makes it rise slower. Like you're learning a lot of stuff. Once you know all this stuff, you can make some really good bread, for example, because I'm a foodie. Um, and once you're there, it's kind of like you start really excelling and you can go on to other things that you weren't really considering before. Whatever this is, this skill, I feel like for a lot of you it's a skill. You're going to take it forward, and once you have it, you're going to have all these possibilities come in. The Ace of Pentacles is telling me you got this great skill that you have really cultivated, and then all of a sudden these new possibilities show up and you start branching out and doing other things with what you've already solidified. So we don't want that to be hindered. I'm also noticing this other person has their own skills that they could cultivate on their own, but they're not really centering on that, and that's fine. But whoever this other person is, I feel like they're not typically a bad person in your life, but when they get uncomfortable or they feel like, you're pulling ahead, it might just bring out some bad behaviors, just to be fair. If you keep going with this, you stick with your plan, more than likely keep it to yourself, you get judgment in your favor, and there's this tipping point. I feel like it's really specific to you, how you're applying this information. There's a tipping point and you don't look back. It's kind of like if, for example, maybe you're taking some college courses or something, some academic courses or whatever, you get like 1 or 2 under your belt, and it's like once you get that far, it's like, all right, now that I'm in the groove, I just keep going. I feel like there's a tipping point. I keep getting tipping point. I get like long-term like benefits. It's just about holding to it, doing it the way that works for you. Which, if I'm going to use like the academic thing, maybe most people do 3 courses or 5 courses at once. And if you just take 1 course but you succeed for what you need, then you do what you need to succeed. I knew a person that did like 1 or 2 courses every semester. Sometimes they did 2, and it was like, but then they do like 1 semester they do that, then there's like this interim where they do a compressed course, which was hard, but they got through it, and then they do another 2 courses, and then the next semester, then this summer offered a course. It took them like 5 to 7 years to get through whatever they were getting through, but it wasn't really that. It didn't like hold their life back. It didn't make them feel like they were under the gun. I feel like the winter time, that's when they had that compressed one. I feel like that one was hard, but it didn't last long enough to where it really bothered them. I don't know if that means something to somebody, but like when you meter out to the way that works for you, that's where your success is. And you get judgment in your favor. You're going to be very happy with whatever you end up doing. Make sure success is under your terms. And the way, well, more than likely, the way you do it, the way you meter it out, the way you section it out, that works out for your benefit the way you want it to. All right, I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.